Okay, as usual, it's a Chris's Central Station video. This one is a bit different, as many of them are, because today we're going to talk about why I haven't been putting any videos up. Because I've been making scenery. And I'll just give you a quick pan around. Now you can see we've got this big layout, and there's lots of scenery that I've made there and lots I've built. But the one we're going to look at is what I've got on these tables around the side. Now, this buildings here, which look quite terrific, as I would say, they're from the 1950s and 60s. And they're an American set called Kenners, although they did have slightly different names. And they did bridge things, and it was before Lego. And they still work quite well, except some of the plastic's a bit brittle. And as you can see, the great thing about these Kenners set is you can build quite tall buildings. And you can do all sorts of interesting architectures. Now this is all work in progress. I've just been building some. I've got a lot more, putting all the facades on the buildings, but we might use some cranes. We've got here a little monorail. This is a clockwork one, or battery operated. It actually works. And as we move around, you'll see some of the scenery. Now these buildings at the back are Architect, and they're an English brand, Triang, Spot On, and somebody else made them as well. And they're quite good, except they're extremely, when you move them, bits fall off them. Facades tend to fall down and kill many people, but we don't have any people there today, so we're okay. Then we've got some more scenery that I've got at the background. Some of these bridges I've made or built. This is Hag Track that we're just experimenting with. And we move down here and we see this is one of two buildings designed for me by my Chilean architect friend who's over there staying with us. And I said, do something unusual. So she came up with that one, which is pretty bloody good. I've made a lighthouse. I bought that somewhere in Australia and I painted it up. And we've got some rowboats down there. We'll finally get some passengers and oars, but at the moment, we're just going to leave it there. We've got some more Kenners building. These are LR, Louis Rossier, Le Rapide engines in their order of speed. They just happen to be there from before. And we've got another building here designed by my friend, the Chilean girl. We'll go down and have a look from underneath. And as you can see, some interesting architecture. We move along. The bridges at the back are all built by me during COVID. I built 30 metres of scenery. So a lot of scenery that you can see I made. And these supports I discovered in the States. They're plastic. I painted them up and they look really good. They don't take up much Lebensraum on the layout, so they're good. I'm just experimenting to see what they do here. Over here, when we come around, you'll see this is a lovely water replenishment set that I bought. It's plastic, but I painted it up, and as you can see, it's filling up the LR, and it's even over where the water goes in, not the coal. If we go around the back there, we'll see I've been making a lot of tanks. I'm doing a big industrial layout, so I've been buying tanks and making them, painting them, putting some rust on them. There's little tanks in there. And if we take a step back before we go and look at our French houses, we see we've got a corner piece of scenery. This is for Australian layouts where it's pretty dry and not much grows on it. So that's for my Australian. But behind it, some recently finished buildings that I've made. I've bought them as sets and painted them up. So we've got a nice blue and white, which I think is going to be French, some more French. They didn't come with doors. The doors are about 2 centimetres tall for midgets. So I've made the doors. They're probably a little bit big, but who's going to notice? This nice fencing outfit. Now, all of these things I found on eBay, by the way. Normally in the UK, some in Australia, but you buy them as sets, and if you get your paints up and, get something to put a bit of, grass so that they blend in, although that's not on the destination where it'll go. And here we have a little HO Elizabethan building. Now, I was really happy with this, except of course it's HO, it's too small. So I put it on some stonework, made a big door, and it sort of looks the part. You've always got to have a police box or a TARDIS, Doctor Who. In this case, the policeman or Doctor Who is a little bit risque, but we'll cover that back up. Surprise for the next policeman that opens that thing. Now these are some of the latest things I've been making, what spending my time on. This is all foam. If you turn it up, look at underneath. But with a bit of weathering, white paint to, to bring up the edges, spray some stuff, bits of bark, little trees. For those that want to know what the trees are, they're sedums, and they're brilliant. You fix them with a fixer, spray them with paint, paint the trunks, and of course you can see they're all up in this big piece of, this is fairly rugged Australian scene, I think. Lots of cliffs, not sure where that is from, but it looks good. And I bought myself a little schoolhouse. Now the schoolhouse looks great, except it's obviously HO or N-gauge, so I'm not quite sure where that's going to end up. Of course, there used to be an old bridge here. We can see the old supports, and they were something that I cut off from something, but decided rather than throw it out. And of course, we in Australia like our pubs. And here we've got the Railway Hotel. This is a HO scale, and it's only a facade, but I think it looks pretty good. And if I don't get too close, you won't realise how bad the paint job is. So this is what I've been doing recently. Rather than running trains, fixing it, I have to work outside at home. I don't do my scenery here. I don't want no dust because all my trains, if we just pan around a bit slowly, you see all my trains are on racks, so I can see them. I don't want them in boxes. I want to look at them every time I walk in and say, oh, I haven't run that one for a while. I might run that one. So that's why I haven't been down here filming or running trains, more to the point. So I'm just going to walk back slowly. So this represents about a month's work, building a lot of the scenery, making it to work. As you might notice, I've got some Markland track in there. I'll show you why I bought that. I got that cheap at an auction. I didn't really want it, but I was buying the engines. But we'll go back later and talk about it. But I'll get it to work eventually. And of course, being Chris from Chris's Central Station, I put myself a lot of extra Markland track. Although I don't realise getting HO track is so bad. You can see there are some nice little buildings. These ones I didn't make. I painted the one at the end, but the others I've acquired somewhere at some sale, but they look quite good. I haven't used them because they're HO gauge. And you can see some of these bridges are quite nice. I've had to cut the wood underneath it to give me a support. Now this is Hag or Markland track, mainly Markland, but and as usual, there are a couple of boxes of it and a lot of it under there. But I'm going to experiment because I can run fine scale and they look pretty good. And I'll show you why I think they look pretty good. So again, here's the architect. And you can see they look quite good, especially if I was to build a few more and put some people and cars and things like that. That's just the Markland station. We won't worry about that. And over here you can see I've got lots of arches for when I want to do raised track. I'm now going to walk just around and just put some on this one so you can have a close look at it. As I go around to show you why I bought the Markland HO, because I've really transgressed the big scale and have gone to something small. I've got something to show you up here that you might be interested in. This is a lovely German station. I think it's gauge 1, but it just looks terrific, doesn't it? Well, I'll say that, well, everything I think looks terrific, so I apologise for the use of the same word. Now, this was one of my pièces de résistance, a urinal from France. Right, I've even put the dirt in there if you have a look for all the people that walked in. And there are the things, so all those women that have never seen what's inside a urinal, men's urinal, that's what it looks like. That's another little set I bought, and it looks terrific. You might notice I've got a lot of these little lead. I've gone berserk and bought these Britons lead trees. They're really nice because you shouldn't eat meals after touch them, but I've had to glue plastic on them, and I will actually put some green stuff on them to blend the plastic in to make sure they don't fall over, because that's their biggest problem. There's a collection of Zeppelins that don't work. We'll come back to that at some later stage. But I thought you might like to just have a look at this. This is my display wall, and these are some beautiful Markland HO engines. A couple of Zeppelins there. And I just love all the detailed work, and of course they painted all their works red so they could look for cracks and oil leaks. And of course at the bottom is JB Builder, a Lego A4 and carriage. Worked perfectly at home, and then when I brought it down here to run on the Lego track, it decided it didn't want to go round the track. But anyway, that's work in progress to be done later. So this is my display wall, and as you can, I hope you can see it's a bit small. I'll get a few more just so to keep me interested when I come in. Anyway, that's it from Chris's Central Station today. There will be some more coming. I've got some really good Louis Rossier ones, and then I'll do some Jet ones for all you French fans. All right, au revoir, and I'll be in tour.